Good evening, folks. Tonight's top stories. An Appleton man has been sentenced to 15 years imprisonment for a Ponzi scheme. Richard G. Froling, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Wisconsin, announced that on May 4, 2022, Judge William C. Griesbach sentenced Robert Narvet, age 57, of Appleton, Wisconsin to 180 months imprisonment for one count of wire fraud, in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1343. And one count of money laundering, in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 1956. Narvet was also ordered to pay restitution to his victims, sentenced to 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay a $100 special assessment. Narvet was indicted by a federal grand jury in March 2021 and pleaded guilty to wire fraud and money laundering on January 21, 2022. Judge Griesbach found that Narvet defrauded nearly 70 different victims, including his family, friends, and neighbors of over $2 million, and that he engaged in the scheme for over a decade. More than a dozen of Narvet's victims spoke at the sentencing hearing, describing the ways in which Narvet ruined their lives. Many described ruined credit scores, inability to afford basic life necessities, and having to re-enter the workforce after retiring. One victim told Judge Griesbach that Narvet's fraud made her a prisoner of my life. Judge Griesbach described Narvet's crime as horrible, noting that it had the earmarks of violent crime, because of the way it impacted Narvet's victims. He described Narvet's conduct as astounding, and explained that the 15-year sentence he was imposing was necessary to provide just punishment, protect the public, and send a serious message to others that financial crimes that victimize people do not pay. The sentence imposed in this case reflects the devastating impact that white-collar crime can have on individual victims and our entire community, stated U.S. Attorney Froling. To satisfy his own greed, Mr. Narvet left a wake of financial devastation and shattered lives for his family, friends, and others whose trust he had gained. I commend the team of agents, attorneys, and support staff who dedicated themselves to pursuing justice for the victims in this case. The fraud committed by a trusted friend, family member, and neighbor for personal gain was devastating and negatively impacted our community members, said FBI Special Agent in Charge Michael E. Hensley. The FBI continues to work with our partners at the United States Attorney's Office to ensure perpetrators of financial fraud are investigated and brought to face justice. The Federal Bureau of Investigation investigated the case, which Assistant United States Attorneys Julie F. Stewart and Daniel R. Humble prosecuted. Narvet is also facing a pending civil action brought by the Commodities Futures Trading Commission regarding similar conduct. And in the UK, the third most wanted fugitive arrested in a week. A Liverpool fugitive wanted for murder who was on the National Crime Agency's most wanted list has been arrested in Spain. David Ng, aged 30, was being sought for his suspected role in the murder of 18-year-old Vinnie Waddington in Liverpool in 2015. He was apprehended on Thursday night along with 3 other men as he entered a gym at a shopping center in Coin, Malaga, as part of a joint operation involving the Spanish authorities, the National Crime Agency, Merseyside Police and the Northwest Regional Organized Crime Unit. Officers seized a 9mm Ruger firearm and ammunition from a rucksack. Ng is the third most wanted target captured in the last week. Alleged murderer Callum Halpin was caught in Portugal on Monday, and Alex Mail, wanted on drugs charges, was arrested at Lisbon Airport on Saturday. Extradition proceedings are underway after he appeared at court in Malaga yesterday and was remanded in custody. Ng left the UK less than 24 hours after Vinnie Waddington was killed in 2015. Vinnie was shot at through a car window and rammed off his motorbike on Banks Road in Garston. 2 men were convicted of the 18-year-old's murder in 2016, but the third suspect wanted by Merseyside Police, Ng, was still on the run. Ng is also wanted in connection with the supply of heroin in the Liverpool area. Steve Reynolds, National Crime Agency Regional Manager in Spain, said, 3 of the UK's most wanted fugitives being arrested in a week is a fantastic achievement. Ng is a very dangerous person and his arrest is good news for communities both in Liverpool and Spain. These arrests would not have been possible without close cooperation between police forces in the UK and our law enforcement colleagues in Spain and Portugal. There are still a number of fugitives on our most wanted list, and they should know we will never give up and we're never far behind them. Detective Chief Inspector Kath Cummings said, Merseyside Police remains relentless in its pursuit of criminals and will leave no stone unturned. We will continue to work closely with other law enforcement agencies, both in the UK and overseas, to trace those wanted for carrying out the most serious offences and bring them to justice. Lord Ashcroft, founder and chair of the charity Crime Stoppers, said, "Having this fugitive caught within days of 2 others is fantastic news and shows that the public, like us, want to protect our communities. It also proves how our joint Most Wanted campaign with the NCA to highlight those who are on the run is working successfully. If you know of someone who is on our list, please do the right thing and contact our charity either on the phone or online via our website. You'll stay 100% anonymous. Always."